Welcome back, Love Tribe. It's Tracy with TR's Tarot Talk 1111. I am excited to be here. Day number 3. Guys, I've had to break these down in 4 at a time because I'm still recovering from COVID, and it's been 2 weeks since my last symptom, but it does seem to affect my pep. Like I used to have a lot more energy. I get these micro bursts, right, of energy, and then I kind of dwindle out and I have to take a break. So I do apologize for the late uploads, but I'm here and I am grateful that I am here. I was a high-risk candidate and I was so blessed to have very, very mild symptoms. It was still kind of a pain in the butt and it took a lot out of me, but I am so grateful. All right, so we are doing the zodiac sign of Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising Venus, and all cross watchers. Excuse me. I set my intentions for healing and love, relationships, connections, and romance. So you'll get healing messages, hopefully, because that's what I set my intentions. We're at the end of the year, and we're doing that final wrap up, not just of the year, but of cycles, of a lot of karmic cycles. Most of my zodiac readings have had a lot of commonality when it comes to out with the old, in with the new, which is apropos for the eclipse seasons, right? Eclipses are opportunities and windows of opportunity for us to finally find some closure in a lot of karmic situations that no longer serve us. And so it has been very dominant throughout the reading. I'm going live tonight. I got a few announcements I want to say here. I'm going live tonight at 8:30. I have to go later because I have a thing that I have to go to. So I can't do it until 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But we're going to do our moon ritual. I've already done a channeled guided message, which it's funny because well, I won't go there. Anyhow, yes, I did a guided message, channeled message. We'll be doing that. We'll be tossing cards for the collective, for the light workers and the twin flames. Okay, so if you want to join me there's that announcement. Also, if you're new to my channel, welcome. Sorry, I'm not as peppy as I usually am, but I'm going to get there. Okay, I just woke up. I've got my caffeine in my cup, trying to clear the froggies out of my throat. So I wanted to announce that there will be extendeds for this over in Patreon. If you're not familiar, there's a link in the description box below. Patreon is a paid platform, subscription. I wanted to say submission. No, subscription platform where you can get all of these extended for $4.44 a month. And if you resonate with being a twin flame, know that big shifts are coming between now and February, maybe even March. I've already received a download about that. And so in the 1111 tier over on Patreon is where I am going to be focusing a lot of healing channeled messages and energy reads. I want to work with you guys to try to get us to where we are ready for that union, should our twins be ready. All right. So that's over in Patreon. If you're a twin flame, please join at the 1111 tier. And my last announcement is that we have some new decks we're working with, new energies that were donated to the channel. The Seasons of the Witch Yule Oracle will be used in this reading, and this was donated by Stephanie. So make sure everybody gives Stephanie a big thank you for donating to the channel. The same with Kavita. Kavita has donated the Soul's Journey Lessons card by James Van Prague. And the Muse Tarot was donated by my niece. And so we're going to get into your reading. I'm pretty sure I covered all of my announcements. Oh, no, I didn't. I'm offering a $30 discount for the month of December, actually all the way through January 2nd. It's a holiday discount for a personal private reading. Those readings are usually 45 minutes to an hour and a half long, and I normally charge $100. And for the holiday season, I'm only charging $70, and you can gift them if you would like to. If you'd like to buy a personal reading for a friend or a family or coworker, follow the instructions in the description box below as if you were purchasing for yourself. Take the screenshot of your payment, email it to me along with the contact information of the person you're gifting it to. Then I will contact them and find out what they want their topic or what questions they have for their reading, and it will be your gift. All right, now I'm done with announcements. I'm going to bring you down to your reading. Sorry, guys, my head is full. Hold on. Working on it, guys. Working on it. Send me some healing, love, and light. All right. Zodiac sign of Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. We're going to start with your oracles. We're going to move into your tarot. And then if this resonates and you would like to go deeper, we will be doing that over on Patreon, and the link is in the description box. All right. Your first oracle card is I Go Where You Go. On the back, it says, tell me, are you finding that the occasional stranger has a crush on you? That, for words, you've already mindlessly chosen. Wow, this is a tongue twister. Tell me, are you finding that the occasional stranger has a crush on you? That for words you've already mindlessly chosen, hearts broken too long begin to heal. That eyes sometimes well up with tears when it's time to say goodbye. Remarkable, our findings exactly. Psst, your divinity is showing. Holy crap, man. So I go where you go. Are you finding that the occasional stranger has a crush on you? And that words you've already mindlessly chosen, meaning it feels to me like you've made a choice. That for words you've almost mindlessly chosen, hearts broken too long begin to heal. That eyes sometimes well up with tears when it's time to say goodbye. Wow. So this is not very well written. I'm going to hold it up just so that you guys know I'm not stumbling in vain. I don't believe it's very well written, but I do believe what it's trying to say is that it's endings and new beginnings. I mean, it's pretty much what the whole eclipse thing is about. I sometimes well up with tears when it's time to say goodbye. So if you've been healing your heart and you've been facing a choice about leaving something behind, and it's a painful leave behind, then it kind of feels like the universe is saying, I go where you go. And I'm hearing the word love in my head, but it's not here. So it's like the universe is saying that love, no matter, so if you love somebody or something a lot, and you've been trying to decide whether it goes with you into 2022 or if you leave it behind, it's a painful decision. But just know that, there may be new love with the crush, Tell me, are you finding the occasional stranger has a crush on you? I go where you go. I don't know, guys. This is a tough one. This one kind of feels weird. So there are like 3 messages here: that your broken heart is healing, that love follows you no matter where you go. So if you walk away from one love, there's always room. It's always creating room for new love, right? New crushes. But it also speaks of a choice that you've almost chosen. For words you've almost mindlessly chosen, hearts broken too long begin to heal. So I'm getting 2 messages here that some people watching this are going to be making a painful choice about leaving someone they love behind, thereby creating space for new crushes. But the second message I'm getting from that, I go where you go. And I feel like this could be for those who are watching that are on an ascension and know that you're in a divine connection, that sometimes when you walk away from that divine connection, a lot of times we think it's forever, right? We think it's separation forever. However, separation in a high level soulmate is purification. It's a lot of the healing and a lot of the work that needs to be done happens in the separation. This is a tough one, guys. I'm going to have to look at your other oracles. I mean, I've already done, 10 minutes on one card because it's rather confusing, I thought. It comes wrapped up in a bunch of messages, not just one. I go where you go. So love goes where you go. You are love. We are all one. Nobody's separate. We're living in a matrix where there's division, where there's separation, there's duality. But in the ascension process and the healing process of the universe, right, or of the planet, and hopefully universe right now, we're creating unity, oneness. And so when you think or feel like you're walking away from love, you're really not, because I go where you go. That's what I'm getting from that. The back is a little bit confusing, but it is eclipse season. So it would stand to make sense that there's a choice to be made about a painful, heartbreaking situation that you would like to either heal and forgive, because you got forgiveness here, for the future, bringing it with you into the future for more forgiveness, more healing, or walking away completely. And it is free will. It's your choice. Okay? So it looks like you may be facing that choice in the month of December. We're going to see what the guidance is. I do apologize, guys. My sinuses are all gooby. All right, surrender. I can release my need to control. I go where you go. You know, the funny thing about making choices in love is a lot of times we overthink it. We think somehow, some way, that everything rests on our shoulders, that we're all alone in the decision-making process. And we overthink it and we try to control it. And sometimes, well, not sometimes, all times, if we could just learn to surrender it, to talk to our guides and our creator, and just say, you know, what is meant for me, bring it to me. What is not meant for me, I release to you with love. Because I'm seeing a sacrifice here. But sometimes sacrifice to me is the old energy, right? We're leaving the age of Pisces. We're entering the age of Aquarius. And in the age of Aquarius, we're not sacrificing anymore. We're not waiting for a savior. We needed that, but we don't need that anymore. We are awakening to our divinity. We're realizing that God is everything, the Alpha, the Omega, beginning, middle, end, everything that was, is, and ever shall be. And so if you're having a hard time deciding what stays and what goes, I challenge you in the month of December to find forgiveness where you need it, because we're going to get to this. These cards have like those writing on the front and the back. I haven't turned these ones over yet. But I'm just feeling like Spirit saying, the God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And sometimes you don't have to bear that burden and sacrifice all alone like Jesus did. Well, no, he didn't. He was not alone either. But he was alone on that cross. So surrender is a big thing for you in the month of December. It's talking to your higher self, to your spiritual team, and whatever situations in love, romance, friendships, family, dynamic, the healing that's happening for you is learning that love is not something that's earned. Love is something that is. Everything is love. Everything was created in the light and the love of the one infinite creator. So where you go, love goes. You need to choose what makes you happy and surrender the rest. And I'm hearing that if you love something, set it free. If it's yours, it'll return. If it's not, it never will. And you need to be in the surrender of acceptance. I can release the need to control and accept that what is for me will never miss me. So your next card is remembering. Oh, how thy glimpse glimmer in the darkest of sights, never forgotten, never still, yet pacing in the mind in the twilight of the night. Number 29, which breaks down to an 11. I'm going to read that from the book, although I am getting an energy off of it of longing for someone or something that you've never been able to forget, never forgotten, never still. It creates like a restlessness inside of you, a pacing in the mind in the twilight of the night. It's like 9 of Swords energy, but it doesn't feel like self-sabotage. It feels like remembering someone on a very deep spiritual soul level. But let's see what it says in here, and it is the number 11. Guys, these are going to be long readings. I have been so tapped in. I don't know what it is, but I've been very intuitively tapped in during these readings. They've turned out to be a hell of a lot longer than I thought I wanted them to be. So get you a drink, pause your video, break it up in pieces if you have to. But I'm not going anywhere until I get the message. All right. Keywords: reflection, inner knowing, and realignment. Remembering invites you to think back to happier days and be reminded of what it was like to feel free and at ease. It's common to lose the feeling of wonder from your childhood as we grow into adults. You build lives and fill your days with responsibilities. But that child that lives within you holds the key to your most authentic self. This is the part of you that leaps without fear and isn't jaded by social conditioning, programming. Remember this inner child, for they are waiting for you to permit yourself to play. You have pulled remembering to remind you to have fun and to remember the little joys of life that fill you. instead of taking from you? Have you been too serious lately? Have you forgotten what it's like to make time to play and be silly? Life is hard. There's no denying that. But children can often see things with clear eyes because the harshness of life has not weighed them down yet. You are guided to connect with the part of you that remains innocent and knows how to be present in the moment and can see things with pure optimism and joy. So I am getting this heavy feeling like there's somebody that you're missing deeply. And that somebody reminds you, is a catalyst to remind you of simpler days, of happier days. It could be somebody from your past. And if you don't have anybody on your mind, of course, this is all about you. It's about doing inner work, inner child work, right? Learning to forgive the past, forgive maybe the present, and to fall back into that 0 point energy of a child that enjoys life, that, you know, it's like going back to before you had your heart broken, before your expectations weren't met, before you were disappointed and disillusioned with life and the world. Because we can't create a better future if we're creating from that space of brokenness and loss and regret and maybe even anger or resentment. It feels like there's something or someone that is on your mind, possibly from your past, that you're being guided to surrender. So far, I don't see any guidance of whether you should keep this connection or release it in a controlling way, right? Just like, nope, don't want you, see you later, bye, definitively cutting cords, I'm done. That's anger, that's resentment, that's a lower vibrational disconnect, right? But instead, releasing with love anything or anybody, including the one that you can't seem to stop thinking about, and just kind of trusting that love goes where you go. And if that person is the love of your life, they're going with you. But you're going to have to surrender that and not try to control it. Allow it to just be what it is. It will reveal itself to you in the allowance. When you allow it to show its true intentions or their true intentions, without trying to push it or control it or mold it or create it in a certain way. Allow the divine to step in and carry for you this burden. And then you need to work on forgiveness. You need to work on that 0 point energy of a child of you know, que sera, sera, whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera. That's, these are all channelings coming through me, guys. Take what resonates. So your next card is hostility. See, again, I feel like some of you are triggered. Maybe somebody that you thought was your person, or maybe friendships, relationships, family dynamics. Maybe they've been pushing your buttons lately, and if you're able to still be triggered, that's a blessing. Triggers show us where we have more shadow work to do. Excuse me. So if somebody has said something or done something that has triggered you, hurt your feelings, broke your heart, it's time for you to forgive and to surrender that and to go back to that new beginning, right? Release it. Go ahead, release it. Don't cord cut. Don't say, I hate you. I never want to see you again. Don't do it with malice, because when you do that, you didn't learn the lesson, and you'll just manifest the next person or the next dynamic situation pretty much in the same cycle, the same pattern, right? Different face, different body, maybe same face, same body, but same lesson. So it looks like so far there's some releasing and forgiving you need to do around somebody who probably disappointed you or triggered you. And you're trying to decide, should I cut him out of my life forever? You got a big old sword in your hand. And there might be a lot of push from the universe to do so. But if the universe is pushing you in that direction, it's because you're stuck. You haven't learned your lesson. You have more shadow work to do. Let's read your forgiveness card. It says, it is time to heal old wounds. Forgiveness is required. Do not allow yourself to be a victim any longer, for in doing so, you only hurt yourself. You are eternally loved. Embrace the love that is being offered and allow it to heal you. I do believe that where you go, they go. I'm getting this message for some of you, not for all of you. Some of you just need to surrender. That's all. Not with anger, resentment. You need to forgive that situation. Maybe you need to forgive all of the situations that have accumulated in your life since your childhood that has brought you to this place. But for some of you, I'm getting, it says you are eternally loved. Embrace the love that is being offered. Where I go, you go. And allow it to heal you. These triggers, this person, if you have one, and some of you do, I feel it. You're doing a sacred dance of healing with this person. They're a catalyst for your healing. You're a catalyst for theirs. And they bring up in you that remembering of all the times that you needed love and it didn't show up for you, or it didn't show up right. And so in December, for those that are triggered, you'll know if you're triggered, if you're angry, if you're saying, I'm so tired of this dance. I'm so tired of this person. He's broken my heart. She's broken my heart one too many times. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Your reading's kind of about the fact that, yeah, it's okay to be done if you want to. But if you're done with this one, we'll just send you another one, because you're not releasing it in love. You're releasing it in resentment and hostility and anger. So it's an opportunity to up-level spiritually and to clear out the old wounds. Embrace this love that's being offered and allow it to heal you. Now I'm going to get into these oracles. These are love and romance oracles. These are for people who have somebody on their heart and mind or in their life. But they sometimes can also depict somebody who's coming in. But I want you to use your discernment in these two cards. Because if you're a single Pringle and you're not allowing new love, a new crush, because remember it talked about a new crush. If you're not allowing them in because of past heartbreaks, past loss that you haven't healed, then you might be blocking your blessing. So take what resonates with these two, because some of you don't have anybody and some of you do. So the next card is passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. Again, it's that childlike wonder, right? Can you embrace love? So passion, guys, can also be anger, lust, hostility. Passion is an expression of emotion that is intense, gripping. So instead of allowing, if you have somebody that you might be a little resentful of or angry with at the moment, triggered by, if you do the healing, you can take that passion that makes you angry and you can channel it into joy. But you can only do that from that fool's energy, that leap of faith, right? 0 point energy is nothing with the potential of becoming anything. Past life love. There you go. That's that remembering. I told you, I felt this. This has come out, by the way, and I shuffled a lot. This has come out for a lot of zodiacs this month. If you're a cross watcher, you might find it. Your soul remembers this intense connection, remembering. So for some of you, you've come across a past life soulmate, maybe even your twin flame, but I'm not going there. We'll do that in the extended because it's not showing up yet here, unless it does in the tarot. But you remember this connection. And you might have had a couple of past lives together or many past lives together where you've hurt each other, right? I don't know who hurt who or whatever, but there's karma. There's a karmic connection between the two of you that needs to be forgiven, healed, and released. And so when you met this person, or if you haven't yet, when you do meet this person, it's going to be extremely triggering. They're going to trigger all of those past lives, all of that karma to come up for healing. It's time to heal old wounds. Forgiveness is required. Do not allow yourself to be a victim any longer, for in doing so, you will only hurt yourself. So this is the download I got yesterday doing Gemini's reading, which was pretty profound because it helped me on my own journey. It was almost a personal reading. Remember, Geminis, that you do represent the twins, right? I'm sorry, you're not the Geminis, but remember that Geminis represent the twins. So if you resonate with being a twin flame, you don't have to. But this is a past life soulmate. And it could even be from earlier in this life. But I feel like this person hurt you and maybe even made you feel a bit used or toyed with. I think they're coming back around. This feels like a cycle, like they're coming back around to clear that karmic lesson. But it's not just for them, it's for you too. Because when you allowed that person to use you or to play with your emotions or feelings, or when you accept less than you're worthy of, it's because there's a wound within you that blinds you to your inner power. It blinds you to the fact that you are a sovereign, high-level soul. And so what it feels like is karmic justice for you in the month of December. It feels like there's an opportunity here to remember and to heal old wounds and hostilities And I'm getting this big feeling like, instead of cutting them out of your life, why don't you challenge yourself to show up for yourself and make that person show up right? Maybe they can't, but you'll never know if you don't surrender to it. You need to just no longer play the victim. If this person is breadcrumbing you, or they're ghosting you, or they're annoying the hell out of you, it's done with purpose. Their higher self came here to help heal this. And trust me, if they're triggering you, you are triggering them. That's a given, because these kind of relationships are like that. So you're being challenged to no longer let anybody victimize you. You've done a lot of healing, or you need to if you haven't. And you need to understand that we are all one. You can't really cut anybody out of your energy forever, because on a very deep level, they are just mirror aspects of you. There's only one. There's only one. And everybody is a reflection of the one in experience. So every life that touches us is a soulmate. Some come for a moment, some come for a lifetime, some come for many. But I think, at least I haven't tossed any tarot yet. I'm really into this energy of these zodiacs. I think they're important, I guess, because it's all about closure. I think you need closure. I think you need to surrender this. I think you need to quit fighting the attraction and the passion. I think you need to forgive yourself for allowing yourself to become a victim. I think it's a time that you stand up for yourself, stand in your power. Victims are victims because they're broken, because there's a healing that needs to happen. Vibrationally, you attract what you are, not what you want. So I think in the month of December so far, I think I could have done these readings just with the oracles this month. But we're going to take a look at the tarot. But I think that you're being called to honor yourself and to remember who you are. This person is here to heal with you. Something that the two of you have created in a past life and possibly in this life. If it's in this life, I wouldn't be a bit surprised if this is somebody from your childhood. And if you haven't met this person yet, be prepared. In the month of December, I think you will, and you're going to get triggered. And it's going to become very passionate. Passion isn't always sex, guys. Passion, when you're angry and throwing things across the room, that's a passionate expulsion of emotional energy. Rage is passion. So you're going to get triggered, or you already are. And the month of December is about surrendering that. It's about healing old wounds, forgiveness, not hostility, but forgiveness. And I think we're going to take a look. I think by forgiving this person, you can have closure to finally let them go and surrender them, with the intention that if they're meant for you, they will come back again. And if they're not, it's going to create space for new crushes, new love. Where you go, love goes. So let's take a look and see, because it is a split camp. I can feel it. Bottom of the deck was the Sun. The cut was the Page of Cups. I do feel some of you are going to get an apology. But usually apologies don't come when there's anger. Apologies come after the forgiveness, or with the forgiveness. So if you've been waiting on an apology, then know that you have to forgive. Or at least that's your guidance. All right, Spirit, I need to know what's going on for my Cancers. Let's take a look at singles first. Well, no, I'm just going to do the energy. Yeah. Bottom of the deck, please. See, you're balancing the scales. There's something here that there's a decision, I feel, to balance things out. And it needs to be done from a place of love. Where I go, you go. And forgiveness, not hostility. All right, Spirit, what's going on for Cancers in the month of December? Those who are watching and cross-watching for the zodiac sign of Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. 2 more, please, for Cancer. Okay. They even kind of fell out in order. So, bottom of the deck is the Ace of Cups, guys. For me as a reader, the Ace of Cups is about new, right? It's a new cycle. It's a new love or a rekindling of love. But it can't really come in its full expression until you learn to love yourself, because it's the Ace of Cups. You have to have something to offer, or you have to be willing to accept something. It's a cup of feelings, love, emotion. But it's your cup, and it's their cup. And when you two come together with a full cup, meaning you know how to love yourself, you know how to honor yourself, how to show up for yourself. You have healthy boundaries. You only accept what matches your energy, what you deserve. No longer as a victim. When you can fill your own cup, fill yourself with love. Where I go, you go. Then when you meet somebody who comes with an empty cup and wants you to pour into theirs, you're going to say no. You're going to say, no, thank you. Been there, done that, bought the t-shirt and the beer koozie. Show up with a cup that matches mine and we'll talk. I think this person didn't show up in the past with an equal cup. And I think you're being called to the table to stand in your power in a loving manner, not a hostile manner, having forgiveness in your heart, willing to let this person go if they can't fill their own cup, and willing to allow, with surrender, a healing to occur for both of you, and maybe, because it looks like there's a new beginning here, maybe, just maybe, the surrender and the forgiveness, I feel like you need to have a conversation with this person about what you need, about what your needs are. And they have to honor you. You can't breadcrumb me. You can't expect me to be second choice. You can't expect me to be one of two that you're juggling. You can't expect me to dishonor myself just because you know I have feelings for you that are intense and passionate. And that conversation needs to happen for some of you. I'm feeling it deeply. All right, so your first card is So I didn't want to take reversals. I had to consult with my guides because I wasn't taking reversals, but I see the message. So I'm going to take the reversals. So the Queen of Wands in reverse. The Queen of Wands in reverse doesn't know her value. She's not confident. She's not magnetic. She's not creating from a place of authority. The Queen of Wands in the upright, she's deeply intuitive. She's in her power. She's confident, magnetic. She attracts. She's like, well, all the queens are the Empress, actually, but she's part of the higher vibration of the queens in the upright. So I think you're still in lack, and that might be a hard thing to hear, but I think that this person in particular triggers you. That's for those of you who have a person. We'll get to those who are single in a minute. I don't know that many of you are. I'm kind of feeling like this is a quantum entanglement with a past life love. But you need to know your worth. You need to sit up in that throne, straighten your crown, and you need to just glow. And you can only do that through forgiveness. If you're still angry and resentful, it's going to keep you in the lower vibration, which is the distorted feminine energy of the Queen of Wands. That's somebody who's a victim, somebody who rolls over and shows their underbelly. And there's many reasons why we do that. We do that because we're sacrificing, right? Sacrificing our own integrity, our own authority, our own sovereignty, because we feel like if we don't make that sacrifice or compromise, we're never going to find that 10 of Cups. There's that 10 of Cups, which is your next card. Then we have the Knight of Swords in reverse. You need to be in your power and authority as the Empress. You have the Empress in the upright. Now, this is feminine energy, but if you're a masculine, just swap roles, right? The Knight of Swords rushes in very impetuously, wanting to communicate, but that communication is usually not very well thought out, and it can be harsh. Your guidance for the month of December is when this person comes forward, and it looks like they're going to, maybe they already have, with the Ace of Cups. There's a choice that needs to be made, which is going to create a lot of inner thinking, that negative thinking. But you've got justice and strength here. This is an opportunity for you to face your deepest fear, your fear of not being worthy. I'm going to call it the way I see it. And so you are facing a choice. With justice here, you're facing it's a do-over. Whether it's from the past life or this life, or maybe both. You're being given the opportunity to start from 0 point energy as if you never met this person before. And this time you're going to show up different. Both of you. You're going to need to be in your Empress energy. You're going to need to know your value, know your worth, speak clearly, not impetuously. And you're going to have to tell this person, I'm worthy of unconditional love. I'm worthy of somebody who chooses me. I'm worthy of somebody who meets me where I'm at. No more bullshit. Show up right, because I think we belong together. But show up wrong, and I'm going to surrender you to the universe and ask for what I need. Because that's what you need to do. you need to ask for what you need and surrender to the universe this connection if you have to. If it's meant for you, standing in your power and authority will be the catalyst for this new beginning in love that leads you to this 10 of Cups. You've got the seed. The ace is the seed to the highest and best outcome, which is the 10. Yes, there's going to need to be a choice. Don't allow the past, fears, anger, resentments, those old wounds, don't let them resurface without taking the opportunity to face them and heal them. That's what's going to create justice. This is about karmic balance. This is about a debt that you owe them because you condemned them, and they owe you because they hurt you. And it's also about them being a mirror to what's inside of you. It's also where you need to forgive yourself for allowing anybody to take you into the reversal of your power when you need to be the empress. This is about what's just and fair. It's also about self-mastery on both sides, strength and courage to face the debt, to heal the wounds, and to create that karmic justice. And that's going to bring in either new love or a rekindling of love with this person. The Star. Some of you are afraid of succeeding. There's a lot of energy down here. So, Spirit, is there a message for those who are single? I would say that the message for any of you who are single is pretty much the same. If you meet somebody new in December and they trigger you, they feel like home, they create some kind of remembering in you, they bring up all of your gunk, then it's for a purpose. It's there to heal. And what are you healing? You're healing the part of you that sacrificed your own happiness for others instead of demanding that the universe bring you what you're worthy of. The universe didn't hold anything back from you. You did. You held it back because somebody hurt you and you chose to be the victim instead of the empress. And this is an opportunity to heal that and change that. So we're going to go over into the extended. We're going to take a look at the dynamics of this. I want to look at this past life love, and I want to look at what we're healing. And I want to look at guidance to see if Spirit will give you guidance on whether what choice you should make. Although I'm here to tell you, with the surrender card, I can release my need to control. Forcing a choice upon yourself when you're not quite healed and ready to make that choice is going to create more. You're going to get, excuse me, instead of ending the cycle of the type of relationships you attract into your life, you're just going to attract a new one that's going to bring the same lesson, just in a different body or a different situation. And so your highest and best guidance in the month of December, whether you're single or connected, know your value, heal your childhood wounds. Don't make any decisions out of anger or resentment, and surrender it to the divine. In that surrendering, you're always going to get what's yours. Always, always, always. What is meant for you is always yours. Nobody can take it away. Nobody. You can delay it. That's all you can do. You can delay it. And you can delay it for lifetimes. But what is written will always be. Where I go, you go. I go where you go. This feels deep, guys. We're going to break it apart. If this is where we part ways, if you followed me this far, I am so grateful. Make sure you give me a thumbs up. Make sure you drop a comment in the description or the comment section, because that helps push the algorithms. And share, like, subscribe, all that happy stuff. If this is where we part, then I love you. Make sure you know your value and do not sacrifice your happiness, your cup of emotion for anybody. If this person, if you have a person, can't show up in the right way, then A, they're either not your person, or B, they've got more healing to do. But it does look like Spirit is trying to tell you to forgive and to heal your anger and hostility and surrender this connection or your heart, your love, your healing. Surrender it. Spirit will take care of it. They always do. Okay? That's that God grant me the serenity to accept what I cannot change. Courage to take the steps to change if I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. The wisdom to know the difference is the surrender. It's just allowing what is to be. Okay? I love you. And if you're going over to the extended, if you haven't joined and you want to, there's a link in the description box for Patreon. It's $4.44 a month. You get all the extendeds, and you get anywhere from 1 to 3 exclusive content that's not uploaded to YouTube. If you resonate with being a twin flame, you're going to want to join at the 11:11 to get the twin flame content. And there are big shifts of energy happening in the collective. Big ones, I'm being told by my guides. For those who have done the healing work, right? The healing. And if you haven't and you need help with that, that's community. That's resources that you have to help you face these. And anybody who joins at the 11:11 or 22:22 gets a significant discount once a month for a private reading, as long as you're a member in those 2 tiers. So you can get a private reading from me for $60 every month to help repay for your subscription. And if this is where we part, I will see you next time. Namaste and Merry Christmas.